So my question to you is very simple. It's like, what is a values-driven organization? What is it really?
Well, a values-driven organization makes decisions based on, guess what, on their values. And the most decision-making in the past has been done on beliefs. And beliefs and values are different modes of decision-making. In fact, there are 6 different modes of decision-making. Anyhow, we're in a rapidly changing world. 50 years ago, the world didn't change so much. 100 years ago, it didn't change. It changed very slowly. And so we could use beliefs, information from the past, which we could believe would be similar to the future, to make decisions, because things didn't change. We're now in a very rapidly changing world, and so beliefs are not a good mode of decision making. You need something to anchor on which is more profound, and this is why I focus on values-based decision making, because values are what we hold in our heart. They are a reference point to the decision that we want to make. If we want to lead if we want to be in an environment where we feel respected and trusted, then honesty will be one of the values that we would choose. And so when we make a decision, we say, well, is honesty in this decision, or is transparency in this decision? So it's a way of looking at making decisions that allows us to together align with what we believe is important. So when an organization says, yes, transparency is all important, teamwork is important. And so every decision that is made is passed through this a sieve of, is it in alignment with our values? And what that does is it creates internal cohesion amongst all of the people in the organization or the nation, for that matter, because they are making decisions with regard to creating a future which is transparent and honest. So it's a brilliant way of making decisions, and more and more organizations are recognizing that values-based decision-making is the way forward for them, so that they can create a cohesive culture.
And could you give me an example of, what is a beliefs-based decision-making that speaks to many people, because that's something that I see very often.
Okay, well, then let me just talk about the evolution of decision-making. If you look at the personal growth, or not personal growth, personal development, for the first 2 years of your life, the dominant mind brain is the reptilian mind brain, and it makes decisions based on DNA coding. So the baby knows how to cry out if it's got needs. It knows how to suckle.
I know that.
Yeah, you know that. You just got one. Well, the baby knows certain things, and it allows its body needs to be communicated to the people around it through this reptilian mind brain, which is focused on homeostasis, keeping the body in a state of equilibrium. And then when the body is not in a state of equilibrium, the baby no longer feels a sense of well-being and will make some sort of noise in order to get attention. And so that's the first stage of decision-making is well, I would call it instinct. Instinct is basically. Then when you get to about age 2, or between 2 and about 6 or 7, the limbic mind brain of the young child begins to be developed and becomes dominant. And now it makes decisions based on an emotional need. So what do I need as a child? Well, I need to feel safe, and I need to feel love, and I need to feel protected. And so the decision making now is used by the limbic mind brain, the emotional mind, to make decisions about getting those needs met. Now, around the age of 7 or 8, the neocortex begins to be more important and goes on developing until the age of about 21 or 22. So nobody has a fully functioning brain until their early 20s. That's why teenagers do really stupid things, because they don't have the ability to make rational decisions. And so that's when we use beliefs in order to make decisions. Or at that second stage, when we use the emotional mind, we use subconscious beliefs. So we believe that if I do this, if I'm quiet, as my parents tell me to, I will get my needs met. And that is ingrained. So we got all these subconscious beliefs going on in that period. And then we also learn subconscious beliefs in the next period, but we also learn conscious beliefs. So, you know, if I put my hand in the fire, I will get burnt. That's a belief. If I'm a good boy, I will get praise. If I'm a good girl, I will be able to go play with my friends tomorrow. So, you know, it's like, so we have these beliefs about making what we do. And these beliefs work quite well, subconscious, conscious beliefs. And then and most people carry on through the rest of their lives making subconscious beliefs, decision making, but conscious beliefs, decision making. But you see, when we get out into the world and we see things are changing rapidly around us, and we need to make a decision which keeps us in an equilibrium and steady, we need to shift to that higher mode of decision making, which is values. And values enable us to have behaviors that align with our inner needs. And I say inner needs because we need to feel calm, we need to feel stress-free. We need a mode of decision-making that allows us to stay calm and stay stress-free in a very rapidly changing world. Some people call it a VUCA world, a volatile, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, so these are the first three instincts: subconscious, conscious, and then values. The first four modes of decision-making. And after that is another mode of decision-making. We call it intuition. And now we're using our inner resources to make decisions about what feels right. And then from there, we move to the sixth mode of decision-making, which is inspiration, and in-spirit-ation. So it means like we're getting messages from the deepest core of our being, I call it from the soul, around what it is that we need to do. And that's how I've learned to live. It's taken me all my life to get here, but for the last 10 years, this is what I've been doing. I've been living from inspiration. So I don't actually make any decisions anymore. I listen to my voice, the voice, I call it the voice of my soul or my inner voice, and it tells me, it looks after me, and it tells me what to do. So anyhow, those are 6 modes of decision-making. That's more than you asked for. But anyhow, so you got a bonus point there with all that extra information.
Yeah, lucky. So this leads me to another question, which is like from your description, it seems that, you know, when you're past 21, basically you're out in a context which is, you know, fastly changing, et cetera, So you should naturally get out of your, you know, beliefs, decision making.
You should do, but most people don't.
Exactly. How come?